compositions that I need are, right? So I need to know the composition. Composition dictates the microstructure, right? If I have a lot of sulfates, you will get needle-like epitheliums. If I have a lot of calcium and silica, I'll get more CSH. So composition dictates what? The microstructure. Microstructure dictates how much strength you're going to get, right? If I get a microstructure with a lot of porosity, am I going to get the strength that I want? So composition dictates the microstructure. Microstructure dictates the property. Now, there is one more missing link, which is where all the problems are. Most of the problems. Cement companies make very good cement. Admixture companies make very good admixture. You guys know what needs to be done to make good concrete. Composition, you know that, and you've gone through all these. You know this composition I put in silica fume, I get a denser microstructure, that gives me higher probability, you know all of that. But there is one more thing, structure, property. I know my microstructure, I know my composition, I know my microstructure, I know I will get this property. There is something that's missing in between, which is the processing part, which is how do I make it part. No amount of sitting here and talking will do that, right? That has to be done by people who are actually making. And we can provide, of course, guidelines. So microstructure, processing, property. Think of a stool. These are the three legs of a stool. If on the top you have to sit on it, which is a final performance requirement of that stool, you want all three legs, right? It's not enough that I have two very strong legs. You might not be enough. Oh, my microstructure is super. My property I thought was super, but the property will be super only when the processing that relates microstructure to that property was done properly. Get the idea? So this is now, from now on what we're going to do, maybe tomorrow and day after, we'll focus on these aspects. So in any material, think of this as a three-legged stool with the microstructure, the property, and processing as a link that connects microstructure and property, or composition, microstructure, and property, so that you can use the material for whatever you want to use it, rather than these as discrete things. Oh, I did microstructure. I took this wonderful picture. What are you using it for? I have no clue. Nobody gets any benefit from that, right? You look at the microstructure and say, well, I want to find out, am I producing enough of CSH? Or do I have extra ethylene? I want to know what the calcium silica ratio of it, so that I know if I have late range durability problems. That's why you look at the microstructure. Right? Have you ever seen a doctor who says, you just go and take an X-ray, why? Just like that I want to see your bone. No, nobody does that. There's a reason for why a doctor wants you to take an X-ray. Similarly, there has to be a reason why we should be looking at the microstructure. And if the doctor is not a trained orthopedician, if he can't distinguish between a broken bone and a solid bone, is there any use for him with the X-ray? Like that, we also have to be